Hey guys, and welcome to another brand new video. In this video, we actually have some very interesting news coming out over here when it comes to the PlayStation 5. Now, as you guys probably know, people play games. Yes, believe it or not. And a lot of people, especially on the PlayStation console, are kind of a little bit more focused rather than on multiplayer games, more focused on the single player side. So we're going to go talk about the fact that we had some pretty big leaks that came out from the PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, in regards to who's actually playing games, what they're actually playing, the fact that a very large majority of PlayStation user bases aren't even playing games, and as well kind of going and fine-tuning on what the big head honcho right now even is on the multiplayer gaming sphere. So we have lots to go talk about all throughout this video, so we'll sit back, relax, and enjoy. We have the Twitter and Twitch room down below. We're actually probably live up on Twitch. You guys are bored after the video, want to say hi, and of course, I appreciate y'all so much watching. Let me know, if I guess the question of this video is, what is the game that you guys have been playing either way? Now, whether it's a single player, multiplayer, or whatever it might even be, like Pong, let me know in the comment section down below. So we have a few intriguing things. Number one is that there was actually a really big leak over here from Funky Clam, who had a chance to go and highlight and discuss over here all of the detailed information on the Sony documentation too as well. So for whatever reason, Reddit itself doesn't like it, but when it comes to the big documentation itself over here on Imager, there was quite a few big things that have actually popped on up when it comes to the player details, the gameplay, the metrics, and everything else that came out from PlayStation as a whole. This is regards now over here from February 23, so as of last year-ish, give or take, and it's kind of basically a big business update on the PS4 and PS5 health when it comes to all the details with it. And it's very intriguing, because number one, it kind of goes and shows the number of active PlayStation accounts, also shows the active off-console active accounts, and kind of what they're actually even playing and what they're utilizing in the first place. One thing we probably want to know, and you might be able to go see the very top left of that thing, is it seems also like Fortnite was one of the most played games of pretty much all time, which kind of makes sense on the current trajectory and style, but it's even beating out the combination of every other big competitor game that we know by brand name, like Call of Duty, Roblox, etc., all combined. So it's intriguing to go and see where these console users are going and how a lot of people are not really playing multiplayer games, and if they are, it's monopolized by Fortnite, and as well for things like PlayStation, most of their time in gaming is spent more on single player games. So as you guys can maybe do a quick little look-see on this one. We had a chance to go and see the monthly active users over here for the trend on all of the consoles as a whole. Now, first and foremost, they have a chance to go look at things like the PlayStation 5, which does actually kind of seem, I believe it's on this line right over here, which has a very nice and big growth trajectory. As well, we also have the off-console active accounts, which has also been somewhat on the relative side. I think off-console accounts would be someone who's on mobile, maybe on Steam, maybe utilizing things on, say, Epic Game Store, and potentially playing PlayStation games or cross-platform games on that, potentially. Now, I really 100% sure apply a lot of people on Steam. But we kind of look at this one and see the PlayStation 5 as a whole has bumped up quite a bit. And this is also about a year ago or so with around 37 million active users. And as well, we also did see a little bit of a downtrend too as well for something such as, I believe, the PSN accounts, and also just for general also other active accounts, but also to make a lot of sense, a lot of folks moving over to the PlayStation 5 as they're trying to get off things such as the PlayStation 4. So it's intriguing because a lot of the people over here had the PS4 at 70 million, which is also still higher than the PlayStation 5 at this current date, where the PlayStation 5 was at 37 million too as well. So it's intriguing to go into these numbers are way bigger. Now, it is a combination too, but it seems like the transition and switch off to the PlayStation 5 was taking a lot longer. Total gameplay across all these also decreased though as of that last year, and as well, we're probably assuming based on less people being inside, and just overall, just gaming as a whole kind of calming down. We see this almost every big general metric. We'd probably even see maybe the MAU going down even more as of this past year, depending on people playing games and also how they're doing offline gameplay. But if you kind of look through a total whole as well, it does kind of seem like offline gameplay is very large, if I'm reading these numbers correctly, and that probably goes more towards like single player games, or it does kind of seem like PlayStation's focusing a lot more on PlayStation games. If you're going to play games, you have a pretty good metric too as well. Kind of looking through all these would probably be like a Fortnite, Rocket League, etc. And plus, gated online gaming is a little bit on the lower side, but kind of keeping up with the trends, and also even at some points completely almost matching it to a 1-to-1, which is, I think, phenomenal and great to see for a company, especially when they have different types of retention. So on average, the PS4, PS5 gaming accounts played for 39.1 hours an account, as well, so around 3.6 hours month over month, which is also a bit on the slower side. Maybe I'm just more of an active gamer because I do so much on Twitch. Twitch or gaming reviews or talking about games as a whole, but it kind of seems kind of low to only have 3 hours per account. Now, that does probably factor in some folks who do like 8 hours, and probably factors in some people who do 8 hours a day, and some folks who maybe touch it for like 2 hours, or maybe people who take like a few months off, maybe like parents who have the disposable money, or adults who have the disposable money, but they don't have the spare time to usually go and play into stuff. But it also kind of goes to show that there is a somewhat high amount as well for free-to-play games still, regardless. There is the occasional spike where it does kind of dip on down, and offline gaming was probably still a lot of single-player games. Those also might match up on games like Horizon, God of War when they come out, Spider-Man, although the metrics won't be showing Spider-Man due to the dates themselves, but it kind of makes sense too. Like, you have a big game like God of War come out, people want to play it. February trailer also had 3.6 billion hours as well for gameplay, which actually was going down over time, but it has had a pretty good overall trajectory. Say like when the consoles first come on out, went for a huge spike up and had a pretty big spike up ever since then, and it kind of equals out as well. PS5 is, though, performing the PS4 in 6 key performance metrics, though, even 27 months after launch, saying gameplay attached. So basically when games come out, they have a slightly higher rate than the PS4. Average gameplay as well has also gone up a little bit in comparison to the newer console. Platform retention also apparently has been doing quite well in comparison. Platform hours and users, gameplay hours and users are all kind of going on, although some of them are only very, very subtle, such as only 1 hour extra, but also even having things such as the PlayStation user base is still nice. You want to keep that consistency on it and everything else too. The PlayStation 5 total gameplay hours are actually down though, and offline was growing up. And this is the intriguing topic where a lot of folks are more focused on playing single-player games on the console. Now, that is a one-to-one and not every single month, but it does kind of seem like single-player games really are the bread and butter of PlayStation. Now, we've kind of seen this or rumored that, and we kind of know that that's PlayStation's major focus. They want to focus on things like Horizon, they want to go focus on things like God of War, or Uncharted, Spider-Man, whatever it might be, Last of Us. And with all those, that's cool. I enjoy seeing these. I enjoy being a part of these. I like seeing people playing single-player games. I enjoy single-player games. I bought my console for single-player games on PlayStation for the exclusives. But at the same time, it's crazy to see that even multiplayer games, which is usually big bread and butter, and kind of what it seems like Xbox is trying to focus on, has also been kind of slogging along. It hasn't been as like in depth, and not as many people are playing games as a whole. And as well, the new to PS4 to new PS5 cohort analysis. So it kind of seems like the PlayStation 5 acquisition populations is shifting more towards the new people too as well. So basically, it almost kind of seems like a lot of folks have been influenced already to get their PS4s to PS5s, but now they've been still trying to go focus on getting brand new general users to the PlayStation 5. Like general people on, like say, would be mobile gamers, people that are growing up and never bought a console, people in different regions such as China, India, etc. PS5 is outperforming the PS4 in 4 key performance metrics too as well, too, on top of that. So everything we're seeing of this one, with the gameplay attached, average gameplay retention, platform retention, all this type of stuff, is still doing very, very good. New to PS5 users spend approximately 25% gameplay hours on free-to-play, though, interestingly, as well. So a lot of people like these live service games, which are going to segue to our next topic on Fortnite, where people like the Fortnite, like people like the Rocket Leagues, people like the games that are maybe like a Destiny, although weird because there's microtransactions tied on into as well. But basically, new to PS5 users, higher concentration on free-to-play resulted in lower gameplay average too as well, though, and new to PS5 users don't share the same engagement, though, ramp up as new to PS4 users. So there has been some big dramas with this too. Like, it was still a good thing. Like, they're making money off of single-player games. And even for games like, let's say, like Fortnite, they do, if you guys don't know, they do own, Sony owns a decent bit of Epic, which also owns Fortnite. So even in theory, Fortnite's playtime is great. PlayStation has done a pretty big equity investment. I think owns around 10% or so, maybe a little bit more, because then they did a secondary wave of funding to own a little bit of Epic Games, Epic Store, and as well Epic as a whole. So that game engine on top of that, also Fortnite. But it's crazy to go and see, because Fortnite is probably the big reason why the playtime and free-to-play playtime is so relevant. Where Fortnite playtime was greater than Call of Duty, EA Sports, FC, GTA 5, and Roblox combined. Which once again is crazy to go and see how much Fortnite has just been a big, big honcho in the gaming universe. Even seeing things like Lego Fortnite, 2.4 million players concurrently playing the game. We also see the Battle Royale 2 as well, which has insane amounts of people concurrently playing the game even now still. And with their brand new seasons, concerts, and live actions, they're doing very, very well. Which is intriguing to even kind of go look over here for all the business stuff and business aspects of it. Because as we go through all the numbers, it does seem okay, but a lot of these numbers were more on the negative side. Now, granted, we have had a bigger install base, more people getting consoles, and more people probably buying games, but this actual PlayStation 5 monthly gameplay hour share is very weird, because these offline hours is at 63%. PS4, 67%. And it's nutty to go and see this because also the average free-to-play hours have gone up quite a bit as well. And PlayStation Plus subscriptions are very, very important. And if less people have to spend the money for it every month and they don't want the PlayStation Plus subscriptions, these numbers as a whole are going to be affected quite a bit. So I want to hear your thoughts and comments on all this because PlayStation is not necessarily in trouble, but it's intriguing to go and see what people even see and roll with at the end of the day. Make sure you guys are subscribed, notifications on, swing by the Twitch. You guys are bored and say hi. We have the Twitter too as well. And you guys are all fantastic. I'll see you guys on the next one.